Hello, hello, hello. Good day, all. This is Capital City Carolers with your host, Shayna Parker, and you are now listening to the Christmas Carolers Conversation. We have been having a fabulous time here on the air, talking to each and every one of you just about the Christmas holiday. As you all know, that we are driving full force into it. You can tell when you go out in the street and you see, just at different stores, the volume of shoppers, I would say, has definitely increased, actually significantly over the past couple of weeks. And so we want you to know that Capital City Carolers, first and foremost, is wishing you a very Merry Christmas. And we have been having some great conversations, just really dealing with major issues. And so today I'm so excited because we're back with another hot topic, and we're on episode 6 in our season 1 of Family Forgiveness. We're going to be talking about gift grief. Yes, gift grief. I think that gift grief is something real. I think that it is something that if you're not paying attention, you won't recognize truly what it is. So when I say gift grief, what I'm dealing with is, of course, traditionally during Christmas time, we often pass out presents. Sometimes the ambitions behind buying the perfect gift can be rooted, in a disguised grief. Sometimes those that are receiving the gifts can be utilizing those gifts as a means to medicate or salve an area of deep pain. Their gifts can oftentimes tell a person how valuable you are. Gifts can tell a person, how much you thought about them, how much you pay attention to them, whether they matter, whether they are visible to you. And so the gifts really are what I would call a unique exchange in the times we live in, especially during Christmas time and depending on the person. Some people, as long as there was a nice penny spent on the gift, if it was significantly monetarily valuable, then it is acceptable, while others, that can be definitely a turnoff. So, to my carolers audience, I want to know what you think about gifts. Should the value of gifts even matter? I would beg to say, I think it depends on the relationship and the exchange in that relationship of gifts, because depending on who it is, it may very well matter. Funny story, when my husband and I were in the courtship phase, I used to eat meat. Now I don't eat meat, but when I did eat meat, I had explored, I like hot dogs from the gas station. Well, this is going to make you laugh because I shared that with him in casual conversation. My husband decided one day we were hungry and he went in the gas station and got me a hot dog. And you guys, I was offended. And my verbiage was, I don't want you as my husband to offer me a hot dog. I think gifts matter who they're coming from. And I think they especially matter when you don't know that the person giving the gift has the proper esteem of value towards you. Sometimes gifts can communicate one's, again, thoughtfulness towards you. It can communicate how they value you. It can communicate how they respect you. Now, some may be saying that's a bit vain, but it's so real, it's so true. So I want you to examine throughout the course of the year, how do you respond to gifts that are given? I want you to consider who usually gives you gifts. And I want you to consider as well, why do they give you gifts? Are they trying to appease you? Because some gift givers actually are trying to appease themselves. They actually are trying to feel good about something that maybe is just undone on a psychological level or an emotional level. And so grief is really a real topic out there. It really is. We have people that go into debt trying to foster the perfect Christmas experience, the perfect gift giving experience, because they are trying desperately to feel good. And what Capital City Carolers is here to say is, instead of going broke, instead of going through various highs and lows, instead of having breakdowns in relationships because of dissatisfaction in the lane of gift giving, examine what grief may be there, that's going on. Perhaps it's been a long time since you felt seen or heard, and you're needing a particular type of gift, maybe to that spouse, because we're talking about that immediate family structure. Maybe that spouse gave you something that you did not want or that you thought was depreciating to your self value. One, we want to say, dare to not be materialistic. Dare to look at the origin of why the gift is being given, and dare to explore and get to know one another in the family structure and unit intimately. When you do, you can actually find a reason to appreciate the gifts that are given to you in your life, because every gift, can be appreciated to one extent or another. I have had many experiences where I have experienced people giving me gifts that did not represent me, but what it taught me was that in my network of working with people, some people just really don't know me, and others are very much so in tune with what they desire to give. And I have reached a conclusion at this point in life where I would say I am learning to be perfectly okay with that, because it is best for someone to truly give you what's in their heart so you can see who they really are, and it can challenge you whether you can actually love purely without any motive, without any expectation of exchange. And I think that's important, for the origin of us operating as humanity. We actually as a people have grown more and more vain and less personable with one another, because we're so driven by what we want, how we feel, and how we demand others to make us feel. But one of the essence of, truly living in peace is being able to learn to be content in all things, to learn to be accepting, in all things. Now, by no means, people, am I saying accept things that are toxic or damaging to you. But I think we should very much so evaluate when the aspects of gift giving can drive us into sometimes sprouts of depression, sprouts of toxic thought patterns that are aggressively talking to the psyche of a person, letting them know that, you're not valuable. And Capital City Carolers is here to say you are valuable. And so maybe you're out there listening to this and you're having anxiety thinking about, what are you going to get your mom, your dad, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, your brothers or your sisters, or your cousins during this holiday season. I want you, beyond just living and abiding with that anxiety, because you see it when you get on the highways during this time. There's more road rage than ever. There's more people cutting you off in stores than ever. There's a silent anxiety out there. And I think at the root of it, it's a grief. It's a grief that humanity is missing, that person to person connectivity. Connectivity is missing in our society. And so Capital City Carolers is always aspiring to get you to think here on the Christmas Carolers conversation. And hopefully that with thinking, you may uncover some reasons why some relationships may not be operating in the value that you deem that they should. And perhaps you may come to a point of change, by way of maybe letting go of some offenses that maybe you have carried the narrative in your head that it was someone else's fault in the family line, when actually it may have been yours. Your inability to love that sister, mother, brother, cousin, aunt, or uncle, for who they are, accepting for who they are. And so this is Capital City Carolers again. We believe that giving from the heart, it still matters. And so we want to encourage you, don't let gift grief drive you to a place of insanity, anxiety, unnecessarily. Talk about what is going on in your thought pattern with those that are around you. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, definitely please reach out to us. Our website is